Yo, it is so good to see you. Hey, if you're new to this channel, my name is Richard. I'm an entrepreneur as well as a high performance coach. And I'm so glad that you're here with me today because I want to actually share with you something that I've been struggling and battling my way through. And I've actually been able to develop some frameworks. And the topic of this video is essentially why most people out there won't be able to achieve high performance. And I want to show you, as you stay to the very end of this video, I'm going to show you why you're not going to be like others and why you're going to be able to achieve high performance.
When you come, everything just turns around.
Now, essentially what's been happening is over the past few weeks within my own life, I've seen that business revenue has gone down, I've kind of slowed. I've seen some of my motivation come and drop downwards, and I ask myself, man, Richard, why do you feel like you're in a rut? Why do you feel like things are not necessarily stuck, but drastically slowing down? And maybe that's exactly how you feel right now. Perhaps you're coming on summer break from university or from school, right? Maybe during this whole COVID quarantine time, maybe you're not working a job right now and things are just slowing down. How many of us here are kind of just kicking up watching YouTube, and maybe that's why we're watching this video right now. But hey, I'm glad that you're here watching this video because I want to give you a couple tactical takeaways to help you get out of that rut. Because when I took a look within my own life, I realized there was actually a couple variables that really affected how I was performing on a day-to-day basis. And I'm going to give those to you right now. I want you to pull a pen and paper. Watch this video 2 or 3 times if you need to, but let's jump right into the content, alright? Number one thing, if you don't get anything else from this video, I was speaking with one of my buddies, Omar Alatar, who runs the podcast, The Passionate Few, and I highly encourage you to check it out if you haven't. He interviews very successful people from all different kinds of industries, mainly entrepreneurs. And he said, Richard, the number one thing I realized that after interviewing $10 billion worth of net worth across all the people that he's interviewed, the number one thing that they all have in common, do you know what that is? It's a sense of urgency. And let me break down exactly what that means. You see, successful people, high performers and high achievers are always in a hurry. And what happens is when you have a sense of urgency, you just simply start to complete things a lot faster and a lot more prolifically than everyone else around you. If a professor gives you a certain amount of assignments, you finish these things 2 to 3 hours earlier than other people. If you're at work, you finish deadlines 2 to 3 days before your peers get them done. So how do we achieve this sense of urgency? Let me give you a couple different frameworks. Let me give you 3 things right now and exactly how you can achieve this. So the first thing that you have to write down is you have to define what done means. How many times do we ever start working on a task, whether it could be as small as reading a book or making a YouTube video, all the way to a bigger task like studying for a test, but we don't actually map out exactly what needs to be done. So whatever the task is that you're working on, whatever your main project is, I want you to actually take a look and ask yourself, have you defined exactly what the definition of done is? If you're editing a YouTube video, are you defining what exactly is the completed? How long does the video have to be? How many different shots are you filming? What exactly is the title, the topic, the thumbnail? So many different things that you didn't account for, but if you start writing these down and defining them of, this is exactly what I aspire for my finished product to look like. If you have that down, you have the definition of done and you are one step closer to achieving a sense of urgency. The second thing is going to be adding a deadline to absolutely everything. Think about back when you were in school. I remember when I was at UCLA, every single time the professor gave me a deadline, what would I have to do? I would have to get it done, because especially at UCLA and universities, typically the policy is there is no such thing as turning in things late. If you don't show up to that exam, if you don't turn in that homework assignment, you get a whopping 0. It's not acceptable to turn things in late. But then when it comes to your own personal projects, the last book that you read, the last YouTube video, the last business that you want to start, whatever it may be, ask yourself, when was the last time you actually penalized yourself and gave yourself a real deadline? Chances are it's as simple as that. I want you right now, next to that task that you just defined as done, I want you to take out a pen and write down the exact time, day, as well as the time of day that you're going to finish that task. That's right, I want you to get so specific that it's going to be a Thursday afternoon in the month of August on 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever the time zone is for you. Get that actually done on the exact time. Now the third thing I want you to write down is to move with purpose. Look, oftentimes in our lives, there's not a lot of motivation to want to move forward because we're not clear on what exactly is your deep underlying why. So I have to ask you right now, what exactly is your why? For a lot of people, you want to be able to have a lot of money, be successful in this life so you can buy a nice car. Let me be honest with you, that's not very motivating. Are you genuinely motivated by saying, oh my gosh, Richard, I wake up every single morning at 5 a.m. and I'm so motivated because I want to be able to buy a Lamborghini? Let's not be superficial. Think about your deep, deep why. When I think back to my family, I know that my mom and dad immigrated from China with so little money. My mom came over to the United States with only $20 US in her pocket over 20 years ago. She sacrificed, she waited tables for $1 to $2 an hour at restaurants when she didn't speak a lick of English just so that she could provide for her children, including me. I want you to look back into your deep why. It doesn't have to be necessarily something super painful. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to have some crazy tragic story, but you gotta have something of value. Not being motivated by Lamborghinis, not being motivated by wanting to impress other people. What's your deep why? What's that why that can have an impact on other people? Because once you can tie and associate the current task that you are working on with that particular why, that is when you're able to move with purpose. Alright? So to recap on everything that we talked about so far, define what done means is going to be the first one. The second one is going to be to add deadlines to everything. And then the third is to move with purpose. Understand what your why is. Now we've covered a lot in this video, but I don't have enough time to go super in depth with you. So if you want to get a better understanding of how to take your high performance to the next level, this coming Saturday that you're watching this video, I'm going to be doing a free live masterclass for you on Saturday. All you need to do is click that first link down below and you're going to be able to hit the registration page, type in your name and your email, and then you're going to be able to attend. And when you do, I want to bribe you a little to come onto the masterclass. I'm actually going to give you a free high performance planner. This took me over 12 months of formulation in order to figure out exactly what is the best way to structure your day. And then on top of that, I'm going to give you my personal weekly schedule, mapping out exactly what to do from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. at nighttime that you could take and model after as well. All right, this is over $3,000 in material and coaching and 12 months of preparation that I put into, but I want to give it to you for free when you show up to the masterclass. So click that first link down below, and I cannot wait to see you there. Hey, so if this video served you today, I want to remind you that it was absolutely free for you to watch. I have an operations team, a video editor that actually cost me money to go ahead and put out this great content for you. So if this video benefited you, you and I both know it could serve someone else as well. So my only ask of you is to go ahead and copy that link, text it over to a friend, take a screenshot of this video, tag me on Instagram so I'm notified, right? Share it with a buddy. When you do, I would be so, so grateful. And so I cannot wait to see you on the next video. And for the first time I'll be saying this, signing off, how you do one thing is how you do everything. See you next week.